Welcome to Cookies from the Universe. Tonight is our opening show, and we're opening the cookie jar. So I'm going to do a run through of how Cookies from the Universe came about, and what it is that I'm talking about, and invite people to be part of this revolution that's happening and explain more about that. And so nothing evil or sinister whatsoever at all in this revolution. This is all about coming from hey Austin, I'm just doing my intro and then I can bring you up on stage as well. So I am Christine Von Pander, and I'm currently hosting 2 clubs here on Clubhouse. I have People for That, which talks about business and tools to run your business better. And this club, Cookies from the Universe, this club is set up to help people trying to navigate the current revolution that's happening. And so I'm going to go into telling my story of how Cookies from the Universe came about. And then I'm going to share a link, and then I'm going to open it up for people that are here to be able to use that example of and share some of their tips and tricks and things they're doing to be able to navigate all these big changes happening on the planet and the people on it. So here we go. So to get into the Cookies from the Universe and how it started was that I have over my lifetime, there's been a lot of different major life events happen and so forth, but the biggest thing in the last few years has really been evident that when these things are happening, they're happening for a reason, and they're happening to let me know that I'm either on track or off track of what I should be doing. And lots of times we know what we should be doing in our core. We know that, I really want to be doing this, or I really should be doing that, but I have to make a living, but I have to, I have to look after someone else and their needs and so on. So there's a lot of different things like that going on for people. And so I just wanted to give an example of myself so that people can kind of ruminate on it a little bit and think about, hey, yeah, if I put it in that context, maybe that's what has actually been happening with me. And how can I get more in alignment with the flow of what's actually going on and what I'm actually supposed to be doing? So I'm going to jump right into it here. And so the cookies started when the most recent batch of cookies that I've got, and they do come in batches for me, apparently. I don't know if that's the same with everyone. You guys can fill me in later. But when they started with me, most recently, the recent batch was because I was deciding to do a major life change and separate from my husband, who is a wonderful guy, and there was no drama or anything. We're still friends. We work together. We do projects together. We refer each other in business. So it's nothing like that. No drama, no soap operas going on here. But as we were talking, as I was getting ready to go, different things were happening that let me know that I was on the right track, because I hadn't pre-decided anything. So when we discussed it, he decided he wanted to stay where we were, and that I would be the one leaving. So great. So then I made my list, as I always do. I made my list of all the things I wanted in my next place, and I wanted it to be an apartment. I wanted it to have a water view. I wanted to be able to have a great, parking spot, and it needed to have a storage locker, and just be a wonderful space with big windows and lots of natural light. So I was able to find that within a day. So that's a cookie. I was able to find it, and even better than what I had written on my list, because I got the Rockstar parking spot in the underground parking garage, and I got the sweetest location for my storage locker. So it's super easy for me to access in and out, and it holds a lot of stuff. So there was that. And then the next cookie came when I was I thought, oh, I'm going to have to pay for movers to move my office, because I was keeping all my office stuff and bringing that with me, and none of the furniture of the rest of the house. So I thought, how am I going to do that? So then my husband says, oh, well, I'm on a trade exchange and they have movers and packers, and they rent the reusable bins for that. So absolutely, I can support you that way by helping using that, letting you use that to use letting you use that to do your packing and moving, and whatever you need, go ahead. So that was another cookie. And the next cookie came when now that I know the place that I'm going to, so I know what the configuration of the rooms are and everything, I'm like, ooh, now I need to go buy furniture. How am I going to do that? Okay. So I go to one of the chain furniture stores that we have here, and I walk in and I'm looking at furniture because I know I have to buy furniture regardless. So I'm looking at everything and I'm picking things out and so on with the salesperson. And it comes time to sort of tally everything up. And he says, did you know that we have a 12-month 0% interest and no payments program going on right now? And I said, no, I didn't. But I had a big smile on my face because that was another cookie. So I was able to buy all of the furniture I needed to furnish my new home on a 12-month 0% interest and zero payments for 12 months. And that was just such a great cookie to get. They're all great cookies. And then the next one was setting up all the utilities and doing all of that sort of thing. So I'm going along, and then as soon as I started even fretting about something a little bit, so now I have to set up all the utilities. So I'm going to need to potentially do deposits on things and things like that. So I was concerned about that. So I get an email from my bank credit card saying they've increased my credit limit by $10,000 on my credit card. So I was over the moon. That was way more than what I needed. And I was so grateful and appreciative. And the timing was exactly perfect because it was that right when I started fretting about it, I got the email. So I was going along there. And then the next one was, I needed to buy some other things for the place that were not furniture related. So I was going to go to another national chain store that I have a card for, and they have a points program attached to the card. So they sent me a message saying, you qualify for a $5,000 credit limit increase. And we've also increased the value of our points program. So then I was able to go and buy a new coffee maker and a new, a few household appliances and things like that, and get that all and be able to get them all delivered, which was really sweet. So these are the kind of things that I affectionately call cookies from the universe, and they happen every day for people, but not everyone gets it or sees it or stops for a second to say, hey, that came exactly at the time I needed it to come. And how I process that is, that means I'm on the right track and I'm going in the right direction, and I'm supposed to be going down that path. So that is great and wonderful. So the other side of that is on the times in my life where I'm not going in the right direction and I'm not doing the right things, and I'm not going with what my gut instinct would be, even though I heard it and I acknowledged it, and I'm ignoring it because I want, or because I have to because of some other reason, right? So some responsibility or something like that. And so I've literally been hit on the head by the universe numerous times, in numerous ways, whenever I'm in that situation, to make sure and get me out of that situation. And the worst case scenario, of course, was I was in a car crash. And a number of years ago now, I'm all fine. But I was in a car crash. I was working at a job. I was really good at it, and it was going along great. I was making really good money. But I knew that I wasn't happy, and I knew that, there must be something else for me, right? So I'm going along, and it's a beautiful sunny summer day, and I'm driving to get my coffee in the morning. So I'm driving, and I'm in an intersection waiting for the pedestrians to finish crossing so I can make my left turn. And everything's going along fine. And then I just had this feeling, and I turned my head to the left, and boom, a car came right into my car, and he was going over the speed limit, and he was running a red light, and he didn't even see that what he was doing, because he was eating a banana, and the banana broke and landed on the passenger side floor, and he reached for it, and that's when he hit me. So, random things happen all the time, but sometimes they're not so random, I think, is what I'm saying here. And so that really changed my life forever. There was a lot of different things about that event that happened that I learned so much from. And since that event, I've been able to use that information to help other people that are going through that situation, and help them navigate, and we've become very dear friends as a result of that. So yes, it was painful, yes, it was awful, but also going forward, I survived, and I'm better for it, and I'm helping other people with that too. So sometimes you get a cookie, and sometimes you get a knock on the head. So now that I sort of laid the groundwork from that perspective, I'm going to talk about the higher level reason for the room. The higher level reason for this room is because there is currently a revolution going on, and I'm not going to get all preachy or go off on a tangent about something specific, a specific topic. What it is that I noticed in the last while, before COVID started, I noticed that the world was changing, the people were changing, people's feelings about things were changing, and even the planet, like all the humans on the planet, are changing and evolving, and something else is happening, regardless of country or state or anything. This is worldwide. All humans on the planet are going through this change right now. And the other thing is the planet itself is also going through a massive change. And it's hurting, and it let us know that it's hurting. It's created all these events to try and, almost like a dog trying to shake off fleas kind of thing, in some cases. And there's because of that, I've also noticed over the period of time that there's 3 types of people right now in the world. And the first type of people are the people that understand enough. They don't necessarily understand it 100%, but they understand enough that they can get into the flow of what's going on. So they can easily sway and go with the stream, and stay in the flow of what's happening, and be able to do well, and not just survive but thrive. And they're also, a lot of these people are also the healers, the visionaries, and the people that can see a better way forward for the world and the people in it. And so we have those people. And then the second set of people are the people that they feel something going on. They feel the changes going on, but they don't necessarily even have the words around what it is. They instinctively feel that it's changing, and they are getting sideswiped or taken out at the knees in some cases, by major life events that is totally not within their control. Things like losing their job, or things like that are major life events. And they don't want to be blindsided anymore. They want to be able to be in that flow, and they want to be able to understand better, and they want to be able to get in better alignment with what's going on. And so the way I'm seeing it happening is the people in the first group are helping the people in the second group. It's almost like when you see it in a show on TV or in a movie or something, and you see that the person put their hand through the looking glass and offer their hand to the person on the other side to help pull them through in a safe and loving way. And, you know, there's so many people in each group and the people in the second group, they want help, but they don't even know where to start, who to ask, who to talk to, and things like that. So my goal for this room is to get all of the people in the group, the first group and the second group, to be part of our cookie jar and be able to come and share their stories or come and listen and get helpful information and things to help them get better into alignment without it being such a struggle for them. And the third group of people they're from the patriarchal times, patriarchal society. We're moving into the matriarchal society now, where the patriarchal society or the masculine dominant society is very aggressive, very power, very, I need to win at all costs. It doesn't matter who I step on along the way. And with all of these major changes that are happening on the planet, with the people on the planet, everything that's happening now, they're seeing these things change. And rather than kind of give their head a scratch and say, hey, maybe I should kind of change the things that I'm doing here and how I'm doing them, it's more like, oh no, this has been working for me for however many years, and they're doubling down on being aggressive, and they're doubling down on being harsh at people and doing things for the sake of themselves and the betterment of themselves. And, he who dies with the most toys wins, and all of this kind of way of being. And the rest of us in the second and the first and the second groups of people, definitely, when we're doing really, really well and we're shining and we're walking around with a smile on our face right now, and a lot of other people are not. When you're happy and you're shining, people that are in that third group of people can't stand to be around you. They don't know why, but they self-sort. If you let them, they will self-sort, and they will just fade away from your life, or they might slam the door on the way out, but that's okay. We're quite happy to just let them go and move on, because it just makes you feel lighter. It's like being in a hot air balloon and you're letting go of those heavy bags that are keeping the balloon down close to the ground, and you're getting to lift off and just really start feeling joy in things and joy in life. And it's really, really magical what's happening. So I'm just going to do a quick room reset. So just in case anyone else comes in, and for the people on the recording that are going to listen to the replay. So Cookies of Inspiration being shared weekly. We're going to do this room weekly on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. If you like the cookies we're sharing, please click the green house at the top of the page, on the top of the screen, and join. And when you come into the room, please feel free to raise your hand. I will always have hand raising on and available. Please feel free to raise your hand, and in the bottom right corner area next to the microphone, and you'll be invited up to the stage. So it's essentially like a green room where you're there in a holding pattern until I'm ready to have you speak on the stage. So I really appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate all the people watching or listening to the replay. And I look forward to you sharing the room with your friends, sharing it in the hallway, and sharing the link to the room on social media as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, Austin, I'm going to make it so that you can come up and speak as well. We've got Libby in the room. And there we go. Okay, good. And Libby, I'm going to ask you to open your mic. I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to open the mic for you. If you've got anything you want to share about any of the direction that this group is taking.
It's very interesting. I find it's sort of another angle on karma in a bit, because I feel that we have to be open to these cookies in order to get them, sort of like not group 3, like you've explained. And that's a constant growth cycle that I'm trying to, get better at. You'll never be the best, but you just try and get better every day. Humbly accept what comes your way.
Absolutely, Libby, and it is a training exercise for us. Sometimes when seriously catastrophic things happen, especially, you do backslide, and you do get all of those emotions and feelings, and go through all the stages of grief and do all of that, and then finally you get to a spot again where you feel like, okay, that was this is now I'm learning the reason why these things happen, and I get it, and I just kind of put my hand on my heart for a minute, and I say, thank you for the lesson. Please give me a less painful way next time to learn. and going from there. What I found that worked the quickest, so my big tip for the evening is, what worked the quickest of getting things easier, getting the cookies to come easier, as well as getting the the noticeable corrections to my behavior information, by acknowledging it right away, being grateful for it, whether it's positive or negative, either way still helps, and making sure that I acknowledge that it happened. So in doing that, it's self-training for remembering to do those things and be grateful and things, but it's also letting the universe know that, okay, I get it, I got you, right? I understand, I appreciate it, I get it. I need to find a better way to do whatever it is, or maybe that's not the path I'm supposed to be on, and go, okay, so now I can sort of, when I'm meditating or doing any of those types of things, I can think about that and let the universe give me the information in a less painful way. So anything you want to add there?
No, it's a very interesting topic. I'm dying to hear more information about it, and maybe what Austin has to say. I'd love to hear people's experiences.
Hello, Libby. Can you hear me? Hey, Christine.
I can. Nice to meet you.
Yes, we can hear you. So please chime in on this.
Nice to meet you as well. Hey, Libby, what was the third one again? The person looking through the window, helping the other person. And what was the third type?
I think you're asking Christine, right?
No, I'm asking you because
the third type. The third
yeah.
type. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, my interpretation of the third type is the people that are so wrapped up in their own headspace, like, their own, like they wouldn't be open to any good energy coming to them. Like and I'm going to put all sorts of labels out here, which I really don't like doing, but they're going to be miserable. They're going to be negative. They're going to be reading and soaking up all the social media, which is always negative in my mind. And they just won't be open to anything, and be a hard group to bring over to the second people or the first people. That's what I think.
That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, and it's super true. I mean, you want to talk about doors slamming in people's faces and temper tantrums and denying themselves. Yeah, I've had that experience as well. Just, when you see potential in people, I'm sure both of you can relate. You see potential in somebody and you want to support and help them. even if it's like someone that's a coworker that you, of all coworkers, you get along with the best or resonate with the most,
Mhm.
and you see them trying, and then you're like, "Hey, let me help you," like, and then it's like, no, and
Yeah.
it's that willingness, right? It starts the openness starts with the willingness. So
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah. So have you had any cookies recently, Austin?
Let's see. In the last, so this morning my neighbor dropped me off inverter, which is like a $600 machine to borrow for like 3-4 weeks, and I didn't even ask
Awesome.
for it, and he delivered it and helps me hook it up as well.
Great.
Yeah, I get cookie jars given to me usually every couple days. So
You must be open to it.
oh yes.
Yeah. And reciprocating.
Oh, you know it. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had a couple recently. Well, the way I met Christine actually was funny. I'm job hunting right now, and I went on a Work BC webinar with this fellow, and I just basically went on because I'm just trying to keep my brain active, right? Like I'm job hunting all day too, but I want to take up other interests. So I went on this webinar, which was about, I'm in technology. I've been in it for 30 years. And it's about helping people, or this agency that affiliates with Work BC that helps people that have like disabilities with technology, i.e. hearing problems or ergonomic issues and stuff like that. So I was watching it with great interest, thinking it's an amazing little organization. And at the end of it, I said to the fellow, I said, Nate, I don't need any of your services right now, but I've got a lot of time to volunteer. So, why don't you let me know and I know computers quite well. Why don't you let me know if you want me to do that? So he goes, yeah, send me your resume. That's great. So, and you usually kind of think, I'm usually kind of like, oh yeah, okay, well, at least I tried. But boom. So that was on a Thursday. And on Friday, I had 2 calls, one of them being Christine, which I didn't get till Tuesday when she called me again. But he put me, and it was for jobs, not for charity work, not for volunteer work. And I suppose that's still out there. So by just sort of putting that forward, I think I got that back. And today I actually went to Dress for Success. They should have this for men too, because I tell you, it's the most wonderful thing on the planet. And it's where they dress you up so you can go. And I'd like to say I have a good wardrobe, but I didn't know what to expect. They had, my God, I got a Michael Kors bag, and everything's like brand new and dry cleaned, and a nice dress for interviews, and nice new Nine West shoes and gloves and a scarf and everything. So at the end of it, of course, you do the survey. And I gave them 5 stars and everything. And then I said, do you need any volunteers? And they're like, really? You want to volunteer? And I'm like, yeah, because, I've got time right now, and maybe some advice to give people who are going out on interviews and stuff, because I've been on quite a few. And so, yeah, they've got a call set up on Friday. So still no income coming in yet, but, at least getting out of the house, because the isolation is really starting to build on me. And, and helping people and meeting people and being around people.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Great share.
That's fantastic, Libby. Those are cookies. Those are absolutely
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
cookies.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that Dress for Success. That's beautiful. That's so cool.
Oh, do they have one for men? Because I tell you, I couldn't believe the things they had there.
So what I'm hearing is they loan out luxury apparel so that when you show up, you're showing up like a dime, 10 out of 10. And so
Yeah,
that
but
you
they
can put on
don't
your
loan it
best.
to you. They give it to you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How?
I got
How do you-
home, I took pictures of everything and sent them to all my friends, and they're like, what? They couldn't believe it. They
So
give
what-
it to you.
So what? So it's like that's an organization?
Yeah.
So that's a government program?
I don't know, and I'm going to find out more about it. So the way I found out about them was I'm 59. So I feel that the reason, and I've got kind of a killer resume, and I'm not getting a job. So I talked to my friends who have been in the industry as long as I, is ageism out there? And they're like, oh yeah, it is. And you can't bring that up in an interview or anything like that. And the reason, and you know what, I'm 59 and that's not changing. Just like if I was a different race, that's not going to change either. And I've got time to do things right now and reach out to people. So I actually reached out to my MP here, Joyce Murray, and she's actually in the same age band. And I said that I was feeling this ageism in the technology. And I didn't even go in from a woman's point of view. I just went in general, like an age point of view, right? And she chimed right up. She's like, yep, it's women. And I know people that can help you. And she was just tremendous. So she put me on to this professor of economics at UBC who's actually sort of studying this angle about how it's going to affect the whole economy, because I am in the largest age band in Canada, and I am a voter, and I am a potential taxpayer at some point again. So, and there's a lot of people with me. So anyway, she put me on to this Dress for Success because she's friends with the president. And so I just reached out to her today to say how marvelous it is, and I want to, volunteer with them. So I'm going to do my research to find out how they get their money, because they are getting grade top-notch stuff. Definitely. But I also want to go down and dress the ladies, because that's what they do. Like, especially now in COVID times, like I had to have a COVID test, and I had to, and they're very, very careful of maintaining the 6 feet, very sensitive to that. But also they just cheer you up. Like you walk out of there feeling like $1 million. And when you get into a rut, which I feel I was in before this morning, this is such therapy. And I've got a lot of
helping other people definitely brings your vibe up, right?
Yeah, it really does. And I feel that I've had my interview, what's the word? I've had my interview experience over many years, and a lot of them lately. And I feel that I could help motivate people that are going to an interview and they're going to be nervous and they're going to be, all that good stuff that I feel I could really give them some life experience advice on if they want it.
That's fantastic. And it gets your vibe way up.
Yeah.
And that's your way of putting your hand through the looking glass and helping someone on the other side come through as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, when you get that joy and that feeling from helping someone else, and that elevates you, you're shining at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when all of the good things come in, when you're open and you're shining, right? It is magical. And, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're rich or poor, or if you have anything or don't have anything, but time, or even walking down the street and smiling at someone that looks like they're having a really bad day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just making eye contact. Those are the kind of things that are simple, but people get all stuck in their own heads, and they can't, they're not thinking about any of the area around them. So the area would be like the area of your aura, I guess, would be a good way to describe it. Anybody that's around you. And, even if they're strangers, having that lightness in your heart and shining like that. So when you come out of being able to help people, you're going to be coming out of there and you're going to be so luminous and so shining so bright that, it's going to be amazing, the next steps that are going to happen, and who you're going to run into, or who's going to phone you, or who knows what it's going to be like, because it's always different, and it's different for the person, and it's very personal for the person. So that's huge, huge information.
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I want to let everyone know. So for the listeners that are listening on the replay, I'm just going to let everyone know I put a link there, and I have some of the links that I post are going to be affiliate links, just the disclaimer there. But the I've put a link up. Libby, could you mute your mic for me, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And so the link that I put up is for Group Doorman. And Group Doorman, what they do is they get the people that are trying to join your Facebook group, they get them qualified to be in your group to make sure, especially people that have very large Facebook groups, and it gets a little bit unwieldy and hard to manage and hard to keep track of everything and all of that. And Group Doorman will do that for you. And it's a great service. I'll be using it myself because I haven't set up my Cookies from the Universe Facebook group yet, but I'm certainly going to be doing that. It's on my things to do list. And, so I'm definitely going to be using their service. I didn't even know something like that would exist, but I have experienced as an end user having to wait a very, very long time to be able to be accepted into a group on Facebook when, when it's something that really resonates for me. And even in the cases where I know the owner of the Facebook group directly, I know them personally, and they haven't had time to go in and sort of go through the authorization process and let me into the room. So I really see this as a very valuable tool that a lot of Facebook group owners can use very, very well. So I'm just putting it out there. They're great people that have created this service, and I just really resonate well with them, and I really appreciate them. So I wanted to support them as well. So go ahead and click on the link, and if you are in the audience and you're listening now, click on the link for Group Doorman and get your Facebook group going faster. Going and growing faster and more efficiently. So my next question is: have either of you had a situation where you didn't listen to your gut instinct and you went down a path and then you got hit on the head by the universe?
I've had that many times as well.
All right, tell us a story, and sanitize it so that anyone else doesn't get hurt.
Well, first of all, Christine, you're awesome for creating this space for the people. Yeah, I definitely see the value that you're bringing for your people. And so, yeah, I definitely want to tail off of what you're saying here. So a little dovetail. For me personally, uh, when I went bankrupt, I was coming from a place of love, but I was also like giving her, like not taking care of myself and like not enjoying my experience. And like I was always super positive, super happy, but I was like, I was always just like giving her and giving her and giving her, like never really celebrating my wins. And then it's like, I ended up like doing in my company, I think I did in like probably I think in like a couple months I interviewed like probably 200 people. Like nothing was working. I literally was like trying to pay people like $30 an hour in like any country, and I just kept attracting like, oh, it was just like not good. And then I ended up going bankrupt, and then my relationship fell apart. And then one of my family members, which was like my only best friend ever in my world, also disappeared from this earth. So it was like, whoa. And then, obviously you get through that and you become grateful for the contrast, and that's what that's there for. And so it's pretty obvious. And, that hammer just gets a little harder. It's like going to the doctor and you have that little triangle thingy and you click your knee and it's like, oh, and then the next thing you know, it's a legit hammer. And then next thing you know, you're getting smashed on the head with a sledgehammer. You're like, okay, I get it. So that's my share.
Thanks, Austin. That was really, really um, a really good example of the type of things that can happen when you're not being in alignment to the things that your gut is telling you. And you can call it your gut instinct, or the universe talking to you, or whatever resonates best for you. It really is all the same. It really is all the same thing, because a lot of times we do consciously think of the things that we want to do, and or that we feel that we're drawn to. We feel that pull to do those things, and then we deliberately say, no, but I can't right now. I can't do that thing for myself, or I can't do that thing that would give me joy, because I have to XYZ, whatever that is, right? So it's a very interesting place to be. And I know that this oh, hey, Edom. Nice to have you here. And I know that people are going to be, there's going to be a lot more people joining this club in Clubhouse. And I am going to be able to, set up a Facebook group as well. And I'm going to be able to do, all of these other things, but one step at a time. And I need to get more fluent with Clubhouse first, because this platform is really attracting a lot of the people in the group 1 and group 2 category, of the 3 types of people in the world. The people, and for the benefit of Edom, the 3 types of people in the world right now are the people that are the healers and the visionaries and the light bringers. And the second set of people are the people that want to be in flow with what's happening. They feel that something's happening and is changing a lot in the world, but they don't know how to get into alignment with it, so that they are, so that they're not getting sideswiped or blindsided by the events that are happening to them. And once they get in better alignment, then things will stop happening to them and things will start happening for them. So the first set of people want to help the second set of people come through, as if putting your hand through a looking glass, like in the movies, and putting your hand out for someone to take your hand, and you can help them through the looking glass to the other side. So really, really excited about the first 2 groups of people. And then the last group of people in the world, the third group, are the ones that are the old school way of doing things, where it's, it's all about power. It's all about money. It's all about being aggressive and hardcore and stepping on people to get what you want, and things like that. And those kind of people are actually repelled by the first group. They're actually repelled by the first group. And because the people in the first group are naturally shining and being happy and having that essence about them of being open and giving. And the people in the third group are actually directly repelled by that, and they will actually go away. They can't stand to be around, the people in the third group can't stand to be around the people in the first group. But they do try very hard to take advantage of the people in the second group, because they're in a boat without a rudder, and they're floating around, and they're getting thrown around by the waves and the current. And so sometimes they put their hand up looking for help, and there's the third group of people that have no problem taking advantage of that. So I'm looking forward to more and more of us in the first group being able to help the people in the second group come through, so that they can be in better flow with what's happening in the world, as well as helping others come through. Thank you, Edom. That's wonderful. I appreciate that. Edom doesn't usually come on the microphone, but he does send me messages through. And this is a good time for me to let Libby and Austin know, because there's a little paper airplane near the bottom right corner of your screen on your phone. And that little paper airplane is in Clubhouse land is called a back channel. And what it is you can send a message to anyone that's on the group right now if you just touch on their face, and then they will have a little paper airplane on their profile. And you can bring up their profile and read their profile. But you can also just click on the little paper airplane and send a note to whoever you'd like. So you could send a note to me, you could send a note to Libby, you could send a note to Austin, or you could send a note to Edom. if you have something that you want to share with them sort of offline, right? So thank you, Edom, for validating that Edom is far, far away from where I am, and so he likes to come on and listen and hear what people are talking about on Clubhouse. So he's a great supporter and a great human being. So really happy that he's here. So what I've done now, just to getting ready to wrap up the room for the evening, I want to keep these to an hour, and in order to do that, I need to start a little bit early because sometimes I get another thought or someone else has something they would like to say, and I want to give them that space to do that. So if you notice, I put another link in the chat in the window here near the top of the page, and the link that I've shared there is to next week's Cookies from the Universe. And the next episode that we're going to be doing, or the next talk that we're going to be having, and it's open for however many people are here and whoever wants to come and speak as well. Cookies are for sharing is the topic next week. So today I was laying the groundwork for what the room is all about and who the type of people are that we are in the room, and helping each other share our cookies, and also share some of the knocks on the head that we got from the universe to put us back in line of where we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to be doing with our lives and our time. And and anyone else that has any tips or tricks or and it seems funny calling them tips and tricks. So if someone can come up with a better way to say it, that would be great. Because it's not tips and tricks, but it's things that, little tools that you've come up with for yourself to help you understand and appreciate, be grateful for when you get cookies from the universe, and also be grateful, even sometimes though it's hard, sometimes when you get hit on the head by the universe to get you back into alignment with where you should be. You're grateful for that too, because it's helping you get back on track. So with that said, does anyone have anything that they would like to contribute at this point for the for what so for the last part of the information that I shared?
Thank you for some of the tips on Clubhouse, and thank you for bringing us all together. And you did a flawless job, and we're super happy that you are handing out cookies and shining your light. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you so much, Austin.
Ditto. Very well said, Austin. I couldn't say it better.
Thanks, Libby. You guys are great. And I look forward to this room getting very, very large. And I don't think it's going to take that much time at all. Thank you, Edom. Edom sent me a note. We appreciate you. And I really appreciate all of you as well. And I can't wait to see how many other people that this room grows to. So please feel free to share the link to the room, share the replay. You can share it through any channel that suits you best, through social, or even through email or text message. You can take a link to the room, and people will be able to listen to the replay. So with that, I think I'm going to leave it there for this evening. Oh, thank you, Edom. Edom says he feels recharged and he's grateful. Thank you so much, Edom. And so I appreciate you guys for coming out and being with me and sharing this time and space with me, and allowing me to create this space and be open for what's to come. Libby?
Thank you, Christine. It's been wonderful.
Thank you, Libby. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Edom. And thank you to the people listening on the replay. I'm going to end the room now. Have a great rest of your evening, morning, wherever you are. Thank you so much.